What is going on, guys? It's Adam A.K. Marf. Today's show is jam-packed full of space goodness. So remember, if you are not a space kind of person, that would be the time to check out. We'll be right back. A space kind of person? Like, who says that?
I love my Marfoogles. I love my Marfoogles.
All right, what is going on, guys? It's Adam A.K. Marf, and today we have a special show. This is Marfoogle News, and again, just to remind you, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else on the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt for 500. Sorry. All right. Let's get right into it. I'm going to let you guys know you can follow along with tonight's show by going to our website. You can go to marfooglenews.com, and you can actually click on tonight's thumbnail. It's very easy to navigate our website, and it says, what if it's not a what if? Of course, Apophis is up right there on the cover of it. Once you do, you'll see that we back up every single story that we show you here. In fact, we do a bibliography. We take the time to make sure you know the source of your news, so you know where it is coming from, and you know that we're not making it up. Or, again, if we have a theory or an opinion or a rumor, we make sure to clarify so. At the same time, if you do want to support the show further, if you want to go a step above, you can always look at the affiliates on the right side. There is the PayPal link. If you want to do it that way, they take the least. Again, we are independent. We do not have a multi-channel network. We are by ourselves, and we are trying to build a platform right now. So thank you so much for all of your help, and in advance, thank you for everyone who supports tonight's show. Let's introduce Dex. Dex, what is going on, and how are you doing tonight?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. You know, I'm doing great, and this is one of my favorite shows. I just want to remind everybody that's going to be calling in, make sure this is the night. If you've got a sighting, if you've seen something, you've seen Bigfoot, you've seen an alien, you've got some sort of experience, call in. Tonight's the night.
And again, we try to keep these to Friday. So what I said in the beginning, and what I mean by that is we've been doing a lot of polls for, to make sure that our show is reaching, everybody that we want to, and we are taking negative and positive criticism all the time, and we listen. We don't, I don't expect us to do a perfect show, and I understand that listening to you is the most important part of running any kind of show or news or entertainment or anything. So I am listening to you. So we were trying to keep most of the space-related stuff on Fridays. If you don't like space-related stuff, get this. This is crazy, and it is 2021, so this is a really hard concept. If you don't like space news, sightings, UFO, if it's not your bag, not your thing, you don't have to watch. Who was that? There was like an echo. Did you hear that? Okay, I'm kind of creeped out right now. But again, you don't have to watch. So remember, Fridays are unidentified Fridays, and we have liked it. I like it. I look up constantly. I am one of those people that has been looking up most of his life ever since Halley's Comet, or whichever one was after. There was two. There was Hale-Bopp and Halley's. I think I was alive and young enough for Halley's Comet. Hale-Bopp was the one where everybody wore Nikes and took themselves out. That is not the one I saw, but when I did, I saw a crazy triangle of lights spin around and then just disappear. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Told my grandpa. They were just like, ha, funny little child. Ever since, I've been looking up. And there are a very big group of people. In fact, if they've done several polls, Dex, on how many people actually believe that there is something above us, as far as either extraterrestrials or a godlike angel, type of people above us. and it was in the 90 percentile actually believes in something greater than just what's here on Earth. So a lot of people believe it, they just don't talk about it because they don't want to look crazy. But now things are changing. The military is officially taking a stance. Now they are telling us that they are, they actually admitted, we just covered this a couple days ago, if you did not know, that they admitted that they had a craft that they have been tearing apart since years and years ago that they recovered. So they actually told us they had recovered aircraft or, craft from not around here. So that's huge. And they said that the findings would change our lives drastically. So whatever that means. And then, of course, a couple years ago, we had the Navy tell every single personnel, including every sailor out there, on aircraft carriers everywhere, anybody in the Navy was told, if you see something, say something and tell us specifically about UFOs. Before, it was like, if you see something, don't say anything. You might get sent home and a medical eval for your brain. Now they are actually making sure that everyone knows. You report it the second you see it. One reason why is I believe that China and Russia also have new technology that we're looking out for. We're talking about hypersonic speed items that could fly right by without, people could think it's a UFO when really it's China or Russia. So we'll talk about all of that tonight. Thank you all. If you're not getting notifications, I usually wait a couple minutes here and do the intro. Now everybody is getting in here. Make sure you get our notifications at marfooglenews.com. In fact, if you do, you won't say, oh, I got your notification in November for today's show. Missing notifications, website notifications are now available. Look for the prompt and click the bell in the bottom right-hand corner. Sign up for Marfoogle email alerts. Go to marfooglenews.com to do both. All right, let's get started. Today's show is brought to you by NordVPN. Make sure to use that special savings code Marfoogle to get up to 70% off on a 3-year plan and help the show. That is, again, marfooglenews.com/VPN. All right, let's get to the live show. Remember, tonight's calls are sighting or paranormal or UFO related. So if that's not your thing, you don't have to watch. Okay, that's getting really creepy. All right, let's get started. We've got some pretty crazy stuff here. I'm going to actually wait to go to Apophis here, and I think I'm going to go backwards here. Drone of kilo of meth crashes on the roof of California business near U.S.-Mexico border. So Dex and I actually talked about this, and we were kind of just bantering back and forth last year, and we said we're going to see a lot more of this where, the drones are taking illegal stuff over the border a whole lot more, especially since parts of it have this gigantic wall. And now, of course, we are actually seeing this, and I can only imagine that the guy driving that drone is going to get in trouble with his cartel. It says Border Patrol agents found a drone Sunday with a kilo of meth taped to the top of a business, San Ysidro, a San Diego district just north of the border of Mexico. It says Chief Patrol Agent Aaron M. Heitke shared photos of the drone and drugs on Twitter. He said someone called Border Patrol to report a drone that crashed on the roof of a business close to the border. It says, I see them all the time. This is a neighbor, says, I see them all the time. I also see people in cars just sit there for hours. It looks strange. Agent said that using drones to smuggle drugs is not uncommon, but they are seeing slight uptick in recent months. It says they are the cover of night mostly to smuggle illegal contraband into the U.S. The illegal cargo can be cocaine, meth, or other substances. Border Patrol is asking residents to report any sightings in the sky and on the streets. This is an actual Twitter photo of what they recovered here. It said, Sunday morning, Border Patrol agents were alerted to the presence of a crashed drone on the roof of a local business along the border in San Ysidro. The drone had 1 kilo taped to it. Check that out. So it doesn't even look, and again, they're not going to use something like a Mavic, because Mavics can be tracked. This looks like, some sort of Chinese-made, kind of lower-end drone or maybe a higher end drone, but like a knockoff. They do make drones there that you can order here in the U.S., and I would highly make sure you check the regulations on that don't have any kind of trackers. They might have GPS to actually fly, but they don't have any signal going out to any of these agencies. Now, I don't know how that works. If you would think if they have GPS, or maybe they use things like this because they don't have GPS, they just watch it and actually fly it. If you've ever used a Mavic drone and with the GPS off and just by sight, they don't fly the same, so they're much harder. So I don't know if that's why this crashed. Maybe it's because it's one of those. But that is quite a trip. I mean, that's a lot of cocaine. So if you are on the Texas border, look up. It might be a drone full of surprise. But I would say if you see one of these land, get away very quickly. And then, of course, we have what's next for NASA's Perseverance Mars rover after its landing success. It says NASA's Perseverance rover isn't yet ready to start rolling on Mars just yet. It says the SUV Perseverance landed inside Mars' 28-mile wide Cesaro crater yesterday, February 18th, kicking off an ambitious surface mission that will hunt for signs of the ancient red planet life and collect dozens of samples for future returns to Earth. It says among other tasks. And it says, but it will be likely to be a few months before Perseverance, the heart of NASA's $2.7 billion Mars mission, will really start sinking its teeth into that science work. $2.7 billion is a whole lot of money. And Dex, I don't know if you remember this, but even just covering stuff, 3 years ago, I'm actually surprised all of a sudden they're spending this kind of money on this. Including, it's not just SpaceX, it's NASA that is spending this kind of money. Even with the new admin, why are they spending these amounts of money on space again? It just seems really, really weird to me. Obviously, there is something that we do not know. There is something that is classified, that is top secret, that if the public knew, we would completely understand why they went from 2 admins ago, basically saying we're going to dismantle NASA and just, kind of close it down. We don't need it anymore. It's a waste of money, to all of a sudden creating a space force, an actual military in space, and every country all of a sudden trying to get to the moon. What do you guys think? I'm going to go over to the chat and say hi, Bear Davis, Hopkinson, Philbilly X. Thank you for your support early on. Cool Mom Blue. We've got Kirkston. Thank you so much. If I say your name wrong, let me know. Trucker Ed says, Adam, do you remember the show Buck Rogers? Trucker Ed, I do. I watched all of the old shows growing up. I kind of get what you're saying there. His original ship looks like the Challenger, says Trucker Ed. That is true. And then we've got Joshua McBair, Unicorn Forest, Quantum Cat, Molson, Geisy, Vashadow, Jimmy Shively. Thank you for showing up, Shively. I appreciate that. Toadman. And then Hummingbird 32. Thank you, and thank you. Nappy Soldier, Drive, Drum and Bass Band. Thank you for being the last one out last night. I don't know if I missed you on that show, but I do appreciate your support. Thank you for supporting independent. Remember to call in 224400 The number is right here. It's going to keep rotating through, and it will also give you the translation of Marf. That would be 6273. That's again 2244006273. If you want to get in a call, tonight would be the night on this subject. All right, and then it looks like Zippy Moons popped in over at YouTube. It says, Adam and Dex, our version of Beavis and Butthead, bringing sexy back. That's awesome. Thank you, Zippy Moons. I appreciate that. And thank you for your support. I guess you ditched the Z2M screen name there. All right, going back, let's see here. Wow, see the Perseverance rover dangling above Mars in this amazing landing photo. This may be the next iconic space photo. NASA just released an image showing its Perseverance Mars rover dangling about 6.5 feet or 2 meters above the red dirt during its picture-perfect touchdown inside the Cesaro crater yesterday. It says the stunning photo was taken by a camera on Perseverance's sky crane descent stage, which had nearly finished lowering the SUV robot to the surface on the cables at the time. It says the image breaks new ground, documenting a Mars landing with detail and immediacy never seen before. It therefore deserves mention with the famous space photos that have moved us all over the years, such as the classic picture of Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin on the moon in July 1969 and the Hubble Space Telescope's famous Pillars of Creation shot, said Adam Stiltzner, the chief engineer for Perseverance's mission. Now, I'll show you the picture that we're all talking about here. This is supposedly the cables dropping it down onto Nevada desert. I mean, the Mars. Sorry. What? Sorry, I'm actually doing a show right now. So I meant to say Mars. I'm super sorry. Yeah, I know. Oh, the mic's on. I'll call you back. Too long? Probably. This is supposedly the picture of the actual SUV-sized rover landing on Mars. These cables, so how it works, and we showed you a video yesterday of how it worked. This old school UFO looking thing, kind of like if you saw a restaurant with a UFO saucer on top of it, kind of like a joke, like one of those tourist places in Area 51, has a fake alien. The real thing that came down the capsule actually looked like that, because it's supposed to come down and it hits 7 minutes of terror, and basically the atmosphere almost burns it up. So it has to be shaped like that, and it comes pounding down, and then at the last second it releases this thing that shoots rockets all down at the very last second, and then that slows it down, and then it lowers this and drops it. And then I don't even know what happens. I think then it just rockets off or something and crashes somewhere. Not quite sure, but this is supposedly it being lowered down onto the Mars surface, which, if this is true, and again, somebody's like, what do you mean if it's true? I personally, I've grown up being lied to my entire life. I know that the government has lied to me my entire life. I've known that media has lied to me every single minute, every single day of my life. So I am always skeptical. I believe that soon we will know for sure about space. Either we'll be flying it as civilians, which they say in just the next 15 years, civilians will be going to stay at a space hotel or going on, reasonable, affordable trips around the world. Who knows? Do we know? No. That's what they say is going to happen, which is pretty insane if you think about what we have seen during our lifetimes. I'm only 35, so I've seen since the 80s, and most people are like, oh, but I have seen all of the technological advancements, or a lot of the big ones, right? So when I was born, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have any of this stuff. Now, some of you that are in older generations, you're like, we were before dinosaurs, whatever, that's fine. I'm saying we have all seen a lot of change, and we are in the craziest time. Out of all the time of humans on Earth, we are in this zone, this era. That's why people think this may be end times. We are at a technological peak where we either evolve to a Type 1 civilization or we take ourselves out. And if you don't know what a Type 1 civilization is, Michio Kaku is a great one to look up his theories on it. Dex, let's see, do we have, it looks like we have Craig. If you want to pop in Craig, it looks like a first-time caller, and they have a video from Alberta, Canada. If we want to bring Craig in. Craig, sounds like you're live on Marfoogle News. Or not. I'll replace this picture of Nevada, Mars. One sec. Let's
Hello?
see. Hello, Craig. You are live on Marfoogle News.
Hi, Marv. How's everybody doing?
How are you doing? So what are we looking at here? I've got a video pulled up. What the heck is
I
this?
caught this on my security system sitting one night drinking with my friends, and I thought it was somebody in my back alley with a laser pointer at first. And when I come back and recorded this on my cell phone, I actually did not see that orb there. You can hear it as I'm describing it, trying to explain what I saw.
All right, let me play the audio of the actual video, and then I'll come back. So if you can, be quiet, because I can't silence. I can't silence both of you. All right, one sec.
And it's a pin size. It's a pinhole. It might be a UFO or something. There's a glowing orb on this screen in this camera, and it's a pin size. It's a pinhole size hole. I can't see anybody being that accurate with a laser pointer. They were doing it, dancing all around this area like this. And there's nothing out there. I thought it might have been a firefly or something too, but I don't know what the fuck that orb is.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah. Fuck.
No, got to be careful with that.
It's gone now.
Good thing that music
I went
is
out there and looked. I can't
really
see
bad
anybody with a
quality.
laser pointer of any sort. I can't see anybody with the ability to be that accurate with one.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
This might be a UFO or something. There's a glowing orb on this screen in this camera, and it's a pin size. It's a pinhole size hole. I can't see anybody being that accurate with a laser pointer. They were doing it, dancing all around this area like this.
So I'm having a hard time actually seeing it, but I'm trying to find. Let me see if I can see a screen. Okay. I do see what you're talking about. I just don't see the dancing of it. So hold on. Is there a spot?
It only showed up for like...
Go ahead.
Sorry. It only shows up for the quick second. And the odd thing about this whole video is, as I'm describing it, I never saw it in the video. Like, I never saw it in reality. It wasn't until I looked at the recording on my phone that I actually saw the orb come back into the picture and then leave again.
Well, let me ask you this.
Like, it's okay, bro. I was actually there.
It looks like there's somebody standing there with their back turned. Were you guys outside and this thing was around
I
you?
had people, I had people in my yard as well. But I'd already ran out there and tried to, like, sweep it off. Sometimes bugs do that, but...
So you're saying...
I'd already tried to clarify everything else.
Well,
and then come back in and take the recording, and it wasn't there.
Let me ask you this.
It was gone by then.
Who was in your yard? Do they have... is it family members that may have a history of
Yeah,
stuff? Or
people I was living with.
Huh. I think that
And they
people
had
are
no
going
clue what I was talking about.
people are going to have to look at this video themselves. Again, if you call in and you show a video like this, what we do is we attach it onto your call on our website, so everyone can actually go to marfooglenews.com and you can watch this frame by frame and see exactly what Craig is showing. I can see it now, but it was hard and I had to go back and forth because the screen goes black and then it came back. But Craig, thank you for sharing it.
I apologize.
No, thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate it. And thank you for calling in. It's your first time call. Don't make it your last. Is there one more thing you want to say before you go?
Yeah, when's the dream night?
I don't know. I want to have Jacob Israel on if we do it. And,
right.
Just like UFOs, it's like not everybody is into dreams, but the people that are really into it.
His messages from Spaz. He's got one from me. And you'd never believe the dream I had, and I normally don't get them. So
well,
it'll be interesting to talk more with you about that.
Again, I would love to have you call in for that show, and I think people will be surprised that a lot of us are having the same kind of dreams. Well, thank you, Craig, for calling in, and again, we'll do it soon. You're the third person who has asked.
Marf and Dex, you guys saved us.
All right, you have a good night, Craig, and we'll share your video on marfooglenews.com. All right, thank you. Let's see here. Micro UFO. This video is actually going to be on our website, marfooglenews.com. You will be able to find it in just a few minutes. Dex is going to be putting that and attaching it live real time. It is 8:56 p.m. Pacific, so you should see it on there probably around 9 to 9:15. All right. And then we're gonna have a discussion here in a second because, again, it's Unidentified Friday. Anybody that's here wants to be here. I really find that it's important that most of you know that these are a little bit of a different show. We got DB Poggiolino. Thank you so much for following over on DLive. Thank you all of the DLive fam over there. I was recently talking with we had a huge discussion the other day while hosting somebody, and then afterwards a lot of us ended up going over to another channel, and we were all in the chat talking about what things we could do to try to bring some of the community back to DLive. I'm open for any suggestions. I think that there was a lot of magic over on DLive when we first came over, and I don't think it's gone. I just think it's we're in tough times with all the stuff that's coming down on these smaller platforms. Dixie Doe, Bear Claws, Guy84, thank you. John Nana, Mrs. H, what's going on? Dixie Doe, Edgy Whalen, I love Chihuahuas, thank you so much. Zippy Moons, again, thanks for your support. So we also have U.S. Space Force dumps Northrop and Blue Origin in favor of Boeing, Lockheed, and SpaceX. So this is kind of a big deal because Blue Origin is Amazon Bezos' space company. He just stepped down from Amazon. And Dex, didn't we talk about this specifically, that they had to step down because he wanted to focus all of his time because they were behind SpaceX in a lot of these contracts, and they were not getting these contracts. And Bezos was spending his own money. Do you know what I mean? Again, I know that you're probably getting off the phone. It looks like you're on with our caller. So pop in when you want. It says, I know it's rude to say I told you so, but I kind of did. This is, again, the Motley Fool here, not me. 3 years ago, when Northrop Grumman predecessor company Orbital ATK announced a program to build its very first heavy lift rocket, the Omega. And I think it's kind of weird that I don't know if they actually capitalize O and A. There might be some, symbolism there. I predicted that rocket may not get built. It says, first Orbital's and later Northrop's desire to grab a piece of the lucrative market for launching large satellites into orbit was certainly understandable, especially with billions of dollars worth of new Pentagon launch contracts coming up. But the truth was that between United Launch Alliance's Atlas V, Delta IV, and the upcoming Vulcan Centaur rockets, SpaceX Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and Envision Starship, Blue Origin's planned New Glenn, did they really, Dex, I don't know if that's the actual name, New Glenn? Why didn't they just call it like Fat Steve or something? That's the dumbest name. And the multiple lift rockets being operated abroad by Ryan, and by Roscosmos, and by China. So look at that. So by Russia, by China, and the rest of the world is doing this stuff. And it says there wasn't room for one more. And now Omega is once and for all dead. So the program is now basically canceled. Isn't that a trip? Now this looks like this isn't, an animated thing of it, because apparently it's not going to happen. Even though this looks just as good as some of the real pictures that come out of some of these in Nevada. History of a doomed rocket. It says this story began nearly 3 years ago when the U.S. Air Force announced it would pay 3 rocket companies, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, Boeing, and Lockheed Martin. Joint venture United Launch Alliance, or the ULA, and Northrop Grumman, a combined $2.2 billion to develop a launch system prototype for the Pentagon's evolved expendable launch vehicle. And it says that Blue Origin would use the Pentagon funding to complete the development of its planned New Glenn. Seriously? Maybe that's why it didn't work out. Oh, who's that guy? Oh, that's New Glenn. Yeah, New Glenn. He's from Nebraska. Would bid on a second set of launch service procurement contracts to use these new rockets to launch U.S. government satellites into orbit. 2 years later, the other shoe dropped. Despite initially winning financial support from the Pentagon, neither Blue Origin nor Northrop Grumman would win any of the second batch of contracts. All $5.5 billion worth of launches over the next 6 years would go to ULA, which is SpaceX and all of them. So that's kind of funky. Like, that's pretty screwed up. So Jeff Bezos stepped down from Amazon to focus on Blue Origin and space, which, again, that's something that just, it really kind of, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies that all these elites are so focused on space and not focused on, they're basically walking away from all this other stuff. Over 3,000 CEOs now. I guess it's up to close to 4,500. I know that 3,000 was verified, but I believe we're going to see 4,500 of the most influential CEOs all stepping down in the last year. Why? It's really freaking weird. If you ask me, I think it's because they're spending time with family or doing whatever. Again, some of them walked away from multi-billion-dollar contracts that were basically just, sit on your butt and make that money. Some of them were in their 20s, 30s, and they're not going to another company. They're just done. Now, I understand some people want to retire early, but why all of them? Those same people are the same people in the know. I'm putting together, I want to see, because I've already made at least 5 or 6 connections with the people that have left their companies that have in the know knowledge of what's going on. Some of them are on advisory councils. Some of them are on, T or IST councils on boards where, they're getting, top secret information. So, it's kind of funky there. Diamond 707, thank you. I appreciate the lemons over there. Texas Ann, Kirkston, and Miss Me You Too. Giraffe, thank you. So what do you guys think? It says, result, by the time 2028 rolls around and it's time for the Pentagon to award another set of launch contracts, the only rockets that are still flying and able to compete may be the ULA and the SpaceX rockets. Northrop Grumman is out of the big rocket building game, and despite plenty of positive press, even Blue Origin's success is not assured. So Northrop Grumman has done a lot of the top secret stuff for the U.S. government as far as missiles and technology. All these companies we've talked about in the past. You have Raytheon, you have Northrop Grumman, you have Boeing, you have Lockheed Martin, you have, of course, now these new ones like SpaceX and by the way, SpaceX, his other company that does the mind meld, the Boring Company, they're all doing government top secret stuff on the side. So, we're not hearing all of the stuff that is going on right now with all of these. So I just wonder, with the current timing of him stepping down and stepping up for this space stuff, what is really going on behind the scenes? Now, Dex, are you there? I know that you've got your hands full back there. And it looks like you're still there. Just when you get this, Dex, will you make sure to check in so I know that we didn't drop or something?
Hey, Adam, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's all right. I know you got your hands full. I forgot. I don't even remember what my last question to you was, but we're talking about Northrop Grumman and Blue Origin and how Jeff Bezos.
Isn't this crazy? I mean, like, all of a sudden, everything you've invested in is pretty much, Space Force says, hit the road for a few years. We may talk to you later, but we're done. We've got what we need from, Boeing and LM and SpaceX, right?
Well, maybe he's doing it for himself. Maybe he's doing it for his elite buddies or something. Why? How would he not know?
That's a lot of money he's got to pony up if he can't get any of these contracts.
Well, let me ask you this. Did he know this when he stepped down? Or did this just recently happen? Did they find out a couple days after he steps down from Amazon? Did he find out, we're not getting any of these contracts?
Yeah, that's it. The timing of this would be good to know. I don't know the exact dates on this, but this news seems to be relatively new. I don't know if he knew beforehand and it's just now coming out, or if this is actually coming out after he stepped down.
Because I think it would be even weirder if he still stepped down knowing that he was not going to get any of the contracts. Or did he step down, he's going to put all of his money, because if you remember, Blue Origin's Jeff Bezos put $1 billion a year annually out of his pocket into the space program, basically putting it out of pocket with no way to make money, kind of as a bet on this is the future. So now he's done this, and he didn't get any of the contracts. Neither did Northrop Grumman. Neither did some of these smaller companies that actually helped them. So what the hell's going on here?
Well, the other thing that got me thinking is maybe he stepped down to jump in because he sort of saw the writing on the wall, right? Like this was coming. It wasn't like this shouldn't have been a shock. Like this kind of announcement doesn't just come out of left field. It's sort of like it sort of builds up over time and you realize you're not getting these deals, right? So what then I think is going to happen is, are we going to see Blue Origin switch to another country, right? Start doing more international bids and maybe doing things for other countries if they can't sell here in America.
Wow. Well, and also it looks like here's the and it does.
And it
look,
doesn't mean NASA's off the table for them. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It doesn't mean NASA's off the table. It's just Space Force, right?
That's just it's super weird. No, and that's okay. What I was saying is that it does look that says last month Space Force put the final nail in the coffin, confirming it officially terminated funding through Northrop's and Blue Origin's 2 development contract. So Jeff Bezos stepped down after knowing this. Why? Like, just something doesn't seem right here. Do you guys feel the same way, or am I just putting things together that aren't there? And I know, and again, if you're somebody that's going to go, yes, you are. You always do that, and I hate you. Make sure to put it in the comments below. It gives us engagement. And make sure to do thumbs down, because thumbs down actually help if you're not going to do a thumbs up. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Don't twiddle your thumbs. Put them up or down. Thank you. 2 old people on a couch. Thank you for the massive support tonight. It says, my pastor said that there was a comet-like streak across the sky today in Oklahoma around 3:30. Don't know if it was an asteroid or space junk. Did you hear that? So their pastor said that there was a comet-like streak across the sky. 2 people, old people on a couch. I 100% believe you, because we've got so many videos of that, and I don't understand how so many people are seeing asteroids and comets coming into our system. Susan Donahue says, if I was a betting woman, my money would be on #Team Humanity. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you. Again, cannot say enough. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for supporting us over the last 3 years. Thank you for being at every show. I really appreciate it. And then Jillian's Gems, thank you so much for the super sticker. Christian Moore, teach old life lessons. The future may be okay. Anna Trejo, thank you. Zippy Moons, again, thank you. All right, and then we have, we're going to talk about Apophis here in a second. And dinosaurs may have been killed off by a comet instead of an asteroid. Let's get our next caller on. I'm going to get there, and I know you were super busy, had the lines going crazy there, so thank you. Darian, and if you want to call in, remember the number is 224400MARF, and it's going to be scrolling across your screen right at the bottom. That's, again, 224400MARF, or 2244006273 if you have a sighting or a video of a sighting. Triangle-shaped lights and strange movements. Darian is a first-time caller from Illinois. And let's see. Pull some stuff up here. And Darian, you are going to be live on Marfoogle News.
How you doing, Adam?
I'm good. So what's going on? Let us know what you saw.
Well, I think it was around 2007. I was working on a cattle ranch out in Nevada, and me and one of the guys went to the store about midnight, I guess. We were heading back, and in the middle of the road, right above us, was 3 orange lights, like in a triangle shape. It was like hovering above our truck, and we just sat there and watched it for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden the lights went out, and then like a second later they came back on, like to the left of us, and we were looking and like trying to figure out what the heck is that, and then the lights on the left went out. And then all of a sudden, they came back on to the right of us. like in a matter of a second. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Now, are you saying they were at ground level, or you're saying that they were up in the sky on your right and left?
Up in the sky. Yeah, they were. It was up in the sky all three times. Because when we looked to the left, it looked like it was sitting on top of one of the mountains. It was craziest thing I've ever seen.
Do you think it was multiple craft, and it was just their lights that were turning off and on? Because if you thought maybe three were hovering, lights went off, lights went on, and then what you see is the lights of three craft.
That's a possibility. But, it just kind of was crazy and confusing because, when we originally saw it, it was like right in front of us. And then all of a sudden, it was left and right in a matter of seconds. It was, I don't know. It could have been multiple, but I have no idea.
Where was this? What state?
The Tuscarora, Nevada.
Well, and again, Nevada, you guys, Nevada has a lot of sightings. Now, was this out in the desert, or was this in a forest, or what kind of place were you at?
It was out in the desert. It was in the desert.
So there was no mistaking like a little mountaintop with kind of a cell phone tower or something. You had a pretty clear view of it.
No.
Yeah,
there's nothing out there.
How many lights did it have? Do you know?
It's out in the middle of nowhere. Do what?
How many lights did it have?
3. They were in a triangle shape.
See, that's what I saw. It wasn't sparkly numbered. It was just 3. Mine was 3 white dots, and then they spun, like they switched places, and you could see it, and then they just jetted out. That's why I actually do believe you, because I saw the same exact kind of thing, and once you see it, there's no unseeing it. I mean, there was nothing that I could think of. It wasn't a plane. Plane have blinking, identification lights. So there was nothing blinking or anything like that, just 3 lights.
No, it wasn't blinking. It was just like 3 orange lights. What's crazy is I was talking to one of the guys that, he lives out there. He was born and raised out in Nevada. And I was talking to him, and he said that he sees weird stuff like that all the time.
Well, Darian, thank you for sharing your experience. You know what you can do? You can also log into the actual sightings database, and you can go back to that exact day. If you can pinpoint the day and the year, you can see if other people reported the same thing. I do it all the time. If I see something, I usually go over and I check if other people called it in. So, well, Darian, thank you so much for calling in tonight, and I appreciate you. It's your first time call. Don't make it your last, okay?
All right. See you, Adam.
All right. Have a good night, Darian. If you have a sighting like Darian's or a picture or video of it, you can also go to marfooglenews.com/playmyvideo, which I'm going to go over to right now. Let's see here. We've actually got several videos from viewers that have been turned in. So you go to tonight's show, which is this thumbnail, and you'll be able to follow along, and you can watch the videos over again if you want to. Let's see here once it loads. This says, I'm an avid skywatcher, but this night, me and my daughter see this, and I thought it was lights from the ground, but I examined footage. It was clear it was in the sky. Thanks, y'all. Peace, love, and prayers. So this is the photos of what they saw here. Whoa, wait a second. Dex, I don't know if you're probably on the phone here, but on some of these, I might ask you to read the description of it, because I'm trying to find what they saw. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you don't see this. Oh wow, this is actually a really good video. Hold on. Look, just for your information, look up here. in the clouds. Briefly, there's like this weird circle, which, by the way, I have seen multiple videos posted of these huge things way above where planes are in the clouds of these like rotating lights. So up here briefly, I'm thinking, unless I'm seeing something that... Maybe I'm tripping. Let me go to this next one and see if we have a better angle of it. Beautiful sunset.
Right, I don't know what's going on here, but that ain't fucking normal. That ain't normal one bit.
Wait a second.
Look at that. Look at that.
I see something here. Almost looks like an eye. Oh, weird.
Look at that, dude. Look at that. It's impossible. It's impossible.
I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but pop in if you are. I'm trying to figure out what we're looking at.
Right, turn your thing to the side. Is that on video, yeah?
Yeah.
Turn to the side.
I'm pretty... Maybe they're talking... Maybe the light shouldn't be there. Oh, whoa!
Leave it there for a minute or so. Get a little
Okay. All right. That's crazy.
What the fuck is that?
Do you see it? It's going purple, blue. And it's in the sky. Weird. Oh my gosh. Did you see it just go across the whole sky? Wait a second. No, never mind. I think that's either cold breath. Look at that. Okay, now the other two make sense. So they're kind of traveling around, and if you go to the other two and you realize this one, they're like right under the color, you can see there's a light in the sky. This is nighttime and there's some sort of light. Oh, what the heck was that? There it is. It just went purple. That I shouldn't have turned it off right there. But anyways, you guys can go and check this out. It's Schizo. We'll post the videos and pictures for you to look at. Again, you can go and investigate for yourselves. We make sure to share all of the videos and pictures with you so you know where we are getting them. Thank you, Schizo. Let's see here. Go back. Back. There we go. Hopkinson, thank you. D-Live needs a Ninja moped for 500. That's actually not a bad idea, Dixie Doe. They should have more options or like a custom thing. I've thought that too. As you guys know, I support a lot of creators on D-Live. I pass on what we get. We give away a good percentage and do it to good creators. I always thought that it would be cool if there was something between one. Yeah, there's only 100 and 1,000. Doesn't really make too much sense, does it? Okay, and then a couple of weeks ago, was getting ready for work, looked up, and the sky was red, white, and blue. Huh. It says, how is this possible? Love to you all and the Foogle fam. Wayne Kerr. So check this out. This is apparently... Let's see. Okay. This is not... I clicked...
The descriptions are below each.
I know, but I clicked the top one. So did I miss one then?
I think he had two. He had two different things. Like you played the first one where he had 3 images or 3 videos, and then he had one other one.
Gotcha. All right, let me go back to it. For some reason, it's not loading the previews. So. By the way, Dex, if you can check, it's not loading the previews of some of it. Okay, so we'll go into this.
It's not a YouTube video.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Just like their Google share or something.
Something incredible never seen before. It says this was filmed last year around April. I'm still blown away. I'm hoping someone can tell me what the heck this is. Looks like a station of some kind. The view is from the ISS, as you can see. Love all of you guys. You're welcome to use any video from my channel. I have other cool vids too. This is Jamie's Torch. Again, that's Jamie with an apostrophe, Torch. 57 subscribers. I hope we can change that and go over and love Mob. Let's see here. Oop. Bam. So, oh, weird. Okay. Do you see this right? Look in the bottom, kind of right off of the angle of the wing. There's something that's... Oh, that's weird. Look at the hard lines there. What is that? Okay, do you see this moving? I'm curious if that's some sort of reflection. It is so spooky to think if this was what it looks like, and if there was something flying over and under the clouds from space. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought it was a reflection, but then I started to think about the mechanics of it moving.
Whoa!
Right?
What in the world is that? I am so confused right now. It looks like it's flying over the ocean. What is that? What in the heck? I don't know. Dex, do you have an opinion on this? Like, this is really weird. It almost looks like there's some weird designs.
Oh yeah, my first reaction was like yours, reflection, but I can't explain the movement, like unless there's like some sort of other, lens or glass on the other side of this, viewport out of the ISS that's moving, causing that reflection. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know where it's coming from. I can't explain it.
It almost looks like alien writing or something. Could you imagine how big this would have to be if that was... I wonder, it's almost like, what? If somebody has a sensible explanation for this, or like a picture of a piece of the thing that matches this. I have a model of the ISS. The ISS, there's no part on the ISS that should look like that.
Well, and it's not his reflection either, because you saw there at the end where he's filming it off a big screen. There's not you can see what the reflection looks like in the room. So it doesn't match anything that he was holding or in the background.
Well, you can see it's underneath the clouds.
It is, yeah. It's crazy.
And it's huge. If that was really on Earth flying in the sky, that's like scary. That's like, that would be really scary. That's like Independence Day scary. This looks like writing of some sort, but it almost looks like alien writing.
It also looks like a cigar to me.
Oh my gosh, what if it was a Muamua? That would be freaking creepy. I wonder how big was a Muamua? I wonder, could you look up the actual size of a Muamua? I don't think it would be anywhere close to that. But again, just some of the videos we get are just awesome. Some of them are like, I'm like, okay. That one, that genuinely had me stumped. Again, if you want to...
Oumuamua is 1,440 feet.
That's
not that big.
Yeah, I know, but how big would that... So, but okay, think about this. 100 feet is about 10 stories. That would be 1,400 stories high. That's pretty big. In fact, that's 10 skyscrapers, 10 of the tallest skyscrapers in the world stacked up. I don't know, kind of weird. That's actually pretty big, if you think about it. 1,400 feet. The Space Needle is 600, so it'd be 3 Space Needles. Yeah, I was totally wrong on my 10 skyscrapers, but yeah,
I was thinking that.
Yeah, thanks. But you weren't going to say anything, right? And you were just going to let you were just going to keep let me go, right? You're just going to keep letting me go, and then yeah, we lose people because I was double checking my own
math. I was really just sitting there scribbling it down.
Yeah, thanks, Dex. I'll get your back next time you say something for sure. Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah. Thanks for having my back, Dex. All right, let's go to the next call. KG Stastic says, God's in control, away, always away. I can't read. No worries. Thank you. And Lisa K, thank you for all of the crazy UFO and rocket emojis. Appreciate that. And Fox Lord, thank you. Hello, dear Adam, JT Pencil, and the whole Foogle fam. That's awesome. I love that. Shouting somebody else out. Jammer1 gifted a sub to Vault 111. Thank you. Bear Claws, Sailing Dogs, Trek Prepper, Sunny Beach Girl. Thank you all for coming tonight, and thank you for supporting Independent. All right, let's go to the next caller, and then we will go over, and we're going to talk about Apophis here in a second. And the next caller will be Rochelle. First-time caller, lots of sightings around her property. Okay, and they have a photo. Rochelle, you are going to be live on Marfoogle News.
Yeah, hi, Marf. Thanks for everything you do.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So I live in Southern California. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you great.
Okay. So I live in Southern California, so there's a lot of military bases around here. And I started seeing weird things in the sky, so I had to get a telescope. And not only did I, but my friend did. And she said, I need help setting it up. Well, I went over to help her, and we saw the round crafts in the sky. Well, come to find out they were military. So we started texting each other, and this is back in 2018. And then since I'm on a mountain overlooking 300-acre preserve, I can see things very well. And there's no light pollution. And so I started seeing some of these come out of the mountains. So I know they've got their military bases. Fine. Okay. I've seen a lot of things, more things that I could probably even say on this show. But I've seen them doing their, what do you call, holograms in the sky. I've seen them put out these round balls in the sky. So I know what's military because I've been watching it for 2 years. But one thing showed up that gave me an, oh my God, what is that? Oh, and by the way, just to let you know, when I made the mistake, since I'm up on a hill and they put one of these round things and it happened to be straight in front of me, I took a picture of it. It was about 4:35 in the morning. Sun was just barely coming up, and I made the mistake of putting it on Facebook. Later on, like a couple hours later. Well, after I did that, a military drone showed up on my property. And I didn't think it was military at first. And I went out there, and then they flew over my house. They scanned my license plate. I go out there yelling, "Get out of here." They scanned my face. And then I realized there was 3 cameras. So I thought, crap, I need to not
Wait a second. Okay, wait. So, yeah, because there's no. So I'm glad you're admitting. So you thought it was just a regular drone, but you said it had 3 cameras.
Yeah,
so,
on that one drone.
Yeah.
And it was big. Anyway,
yeah,
and
exactly.
They scanned my license plate. I watched them. They scanned my face. So then I thought, that was stupid of me to do that. So I would say soon after, maybe a week or 2 later, I am sleeping in bed, and about 4:30 in the morning, I just went, I just felt fear come over me. It woke me up from a deep sleep. And I got up and I looked out the window, and that craft that you have a picture of was above my house. And it had 7 lights in the middle. And I said, oh my, what is that? And I went and I got my phone, and when I came back to take a picture, the lights were turned off. Okay. So I'm thinking, this is the military. They were probably scanning my house, trying to figure out who I am. Okay, fine. So I've been watching all this stuff. I've seen a lot of things, more than I can even get into. But the one thing that stood out the most was when I was looking through my telescope, I saw those saucers, that they have. But the thing that was different than the military, it was way more advanced. And it had windows that went all the way around the edge of the saucer on the top edge and the bottom edge, but they were shaped almost like puzzle pieces, kind of like a mosaic, but different shapes. And these were all windows that went all the way around this craft. And the interesting thing is, through these windows were like rainbow dark color lights coming out from these windows. That was not military.
It almost reminds me of this previous video of this thing flying under the clouds. It's just weird angles and weird shapes. Is that what you're saying? Like it was
a round craft, and it had like almost as if you put puzzle pieces of windows all the way around the edge of it. They were all intricately designed, kind of like a mosaic, or I don't know how to say it, but they were all windows. And there's no way our military is going to that extent for windows. There's no way. And I've already seen what the military stuff looks like. So that wasn't it. So this was something different. And like I said, it had rainbow lights coming out of it. And they were like darts, like rainbow darts. I don't know how to describe it. Almost like a prism, but with shining out of it. Like, I don't know. It was odd.
So, okay, before you go any further, what state do you live in? You are in
Southern California.
Southern California. Are you by a military base? So you fully admit that you
Yeah.
probably see a lot of military stuff.
I do. And I've seen more military stuff than I can go on the show and explain what I see. So I know the difference, and this was not it. I've seen, even my husband, I pulled him out of bed one day and I go, you got to see this. We were seeing holograms they were doing in the sky. And they have these balls, they can change color and do different shapes. Not shapes, but designs on the ball. They have all kinds of stuff out there. I've seen them do, back in the 80s, they had those round, where you touch, where you buy them at like Spencer's back then. You touch it and it'd be like blue electricity, and it would touch your finger. But it was a round military thing in the sky that looked like that. So they were testing something, kind of like a Tesla thing. But that's not it. This was different.
And so you're extremely close to the military base. You're saying you're seeing a lot of the stuff that they're testing there. Obviously, some people would say that they're reverse engineering things or probably trying it. Very creepy stuff.
I've already seen the reverse engineer round crafts. I've already seen that. And I've seen that they can change the color of them. They can alter the colors, make them different, or they can do rainbow. But this is military. It's different. It's more like something that I could see them having the technology to make that. This was something different that there is no way they could make this.
Well,
does that make sense?
Totally. I mean, here's the thing. If people think what you're saying is crazy, look at what is coming out in the public right now. They are actually telling us that they recovered craft, that they've been piecing it off, and that the findings from what they are about to tell us is going to change everything in our lives. So I totally believe you. And
well, I've seen how the military, they've got the round crafts. They also have a real small, tiny triangle crafts, and I've seen them come down and actually charge them, I would say. But that, that's our military. So I do know the difference. And this was something I never encountered before. And how they have the wall in Peru that's very different. I don't know if you've ever seen the Peru wall, how it's intricately designed. The windows were kind of like that, like it was like a puzzle piece that you would put together all the way around the craft.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
It was very interesting.
To where the rocks were all the exact shape to where, like in Machu Picchu, where all of the rocks somehow fit perfect, which, these were built, hundreds of years, thousands of years ago, and somehow they did this so perfectly. I mean, it's just weird.
The windows, the windows were shaped oddly like that. None of the shapes were the same. They were all differently shaped. And like I said, it was like a puzzle, almost like a puzzle piece, but it went all the way around the craft.
That is really spooky.
And there's no way that, yeah.
Well, Rochelle, thank you for sharing your experience. And again, I would love, you need a really good camera or a DSLR attached to your telescope. And I would love for you to be sky watching for us. And if you could send us what you see, especially if you're near a base, if you see something crazy that's visible in public, send us the video.
I'll send them to Dex what I do have. I have other stuff. Okay. But the one that I sent there, like I said, the thing that confused me about that one, even though it had 7 lights and I believe it to be military, the thing that confused me was it woke me up and I felt fear. And I didn't know what was going on. And I thought, well, why is fear connected with this thing? It was right above my house. So that I thought was kind of odd. So I don't understand that, and I still can't explain that. But that was different. That was something totally different than the round round craft with the rainbow. Like I said, I see stuff all the time.
Well, Rochelle,
But it was
we're out
things
of time. I want to thank you for calling in, and
Okay.
I hope that you call in again.
All right,
If it's
thank
your
you.
first time call, don't make it your last, okay?
Okay,
We have
thank
tons
you so
of-
much. I appreciate everything you do.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you watching, and we have a bunch more unidentified for you to get in on, so please keep sending us stuff, and send us the right. I mean, we would love to have you again. All right, that was Rochelle. Again, if you want to see what she sent in, you can. It's attached on marfooglenews.com. I also, while she was talking about that, I did remember a call from last year of somebody saying that like the puzzle pieces, right? But here's something that will give you the heebie-jeebies. I'm going to have you rewatch this with one thought in mind. This really... Okay, Dex, watch the same video of the ISS. Watch it and think, what if that's underwater? I was looking at it, and when it zoomed in, you'll see it's just something about it just totally like gave me the heebie-jeebies, like this thing was underneath the water. Because when you look, it almost looks like there's waves in front of it, like it's like, look at this. Look right here. It almost looks like it's moving through the ocean. So you wouldn't be able to see this above ground. Is that not spooky, people? Think about that. Why does it have this like blue shade, like it's underneath the water? But it's so big you can only see it from space. Think about that object now with that in mind. Does that not look like it is freaking underwater? And look at how it's moving. This just, I don't know why, this video just really flippin' just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Something that massive underneath the ocean just like cruising around. I don't know. What do you think? Once I saw it with the thought of it underwater, it just, like, yeah, that's creepy. Let's see. Strangeness. So many questions. To me, Tammy Bouchard, to me, it looks like a reflection. Yes, that's, just watch it over and over again. You will stop saying that because it goes through this. Not to mention, if it's the ISS, what could it be a reflection of? If it was a reflection of the TV, of the actual person, there's no way. Once you start watching it over and over again, there's no way. It's really confusing. Somebody said it's an aquarium. No, keep watching. I'm telling you. You can see that it does not change, and you can actually see right now in the reflection, you can actually see when the video stops, you can see what his actual room is. So watch. This is all the white, this whole object here, it's all on the screen, and it moves along with the screen. And then you see this light, and you see the shadow of a person holding a phone. So it's totally separate. That's what I'm saying. I just did that whole thing. And it's flowing underneath all of this. And it's the same shape underneath the clouds, and it moves the entire way down, all the way to here. It is just, and it's not a shape that, if that was something, it's not a shape that humans would go, oh, we can't explain it. But that is so funny, because I was just watching a documentary talking about how we use something at our current knowledge level as kind of our limit. But if you haven't seen something yet, then there's no way to explain it. You know, it's just beyond our thoughts. It's beyond our level. In fact, they used an example throughout history. You know, we used something, the latest computer, the latest thing as our example. But it was because that was the pinnacle or the top of our technology at the time. Super freaking weird. Rapture Soon says, don't become overwhelmed. Fear not. We man not harm. And by the way, Rapture Soon, you cracked me up during the call because you said, it's okay, Adam. They were short skyscrapers. Yes, exactly. It was 1,400 small skyscrapers, maybe miniatures. That's right. Thank you, Rapture Soon, for having my back when Dex didn't. All right. And then I want to talk to you guys about Apophis. We've got more videos here. I'm going to play this. UFO in my backyard. It says additional UFO videos on my YouTube besides this one. Able to figure out upload after many years. UFO first seen over the golf course and lake behind my house on 12/22/2020. So this is just 2 months ago as an orange orb. So let's go here. And this is over the lake. And they live on a golf course. You can see kind of the bushes here. Some of these I kind of wish we had the person on the phone. This is, I'm gonna show you their channel here in a second. I'll be honest, this is one that you're gonna want to go to the website and look at for yourself, because it's not transferring over to the viewers. This was,
so is it the light right there in the middle of the screen?
La Serena Lynn. What do you mean? I think so. It says looks like an Italian Murano glass chandelier with bright white LED lights, and then it spins. See, I didn't see it spin. Maybe I didn't watch long enough. Hold on. Yeah, I don't, maybe, is this part of it? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's why I hate it. Make sure to say, oh, okay. So I do see it like this. But see, without seeing, I would love, on things like this, send a daytime picture so we know what the blackness is, what we're looking at in the daylight. I do see what you're talking about. The thing is slowly like spinning. But send us a daytime so we see the bush. We can go, okay, that's over a lake. Because as far as a viewer is concerned, it's like a little tiny light in a black screen. But if we knew where it was, then it might go, okay, that's out in the middle of a lake. That's not a boat. It says on one night, large figures shapes appear to the sky to the right of the UFO. Looks like an angel. No noise ever. On one night, I was actually listening to Marf, and you can hear that through my headphones around my neck. That is hilarious. And then pics from Marfoogle Freaky Friday. Says, that don't look like a missile, and the UFO comes into frame from bottom and goes to the tip of whatever this is. I like how you titled it Freaky Friday.
Yeah, these are clips from our show, right? And I think it's already 55, if I remember correctly.
Oh, did he do some work for us? Did he change it up or?
Yeah, I think he saw something we didn't see.
Okay, where's the sound on this? Let me see. Oh, okay, one sec. Oh, he always does music.
Copyright free.
Okay. I consider my music bad, but this is elevator status. I don't know. It's growing on me. Well, I saw some definite changes there as far as... So if you want to watch that, what he did is he took the submitted videos from Hawaii. I want to say, no, maybe that was the Philippines. From the actual video of the people sending in that rocket video from Florida. That's what it was. And actually, they were on an island off of Florida. So that was pretty cool. And then he changed the coloring, right? And then used an AI program to kind of contrast it. You there, Dex?
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah, that's was the Bahamas. Remember the guy that called in with all the family footage from the Bahamas, which was the Trident launch off of the coast of Florida. So yeah, you're spot on there.
You came in with a lot of energy after I was dancing, and then you came in and you're like, yep. I felt the energy from you. It was just you were just, I could feel the love and energy, positivity coming off you.
You missed it before. That's the problem. It's okay. But heads up, there's another video you're going to get to. There's a red music. Don't play that music, okay? Because I don't know if it's clear.
Thank you, and thank you. What ends up happening is we'll do a 2-hour show, and because of 2 seconds of Let It Go from Frozen or something, it will just completely waste the entire video. All right, Reptilian Craft. This one, you just have mine. Okay, that is weird looking. What? Okay, that is freaking weird. Okay, look at it from the very beginning. Look at how flat and long it is. Dex, did you see this one? It seriously looks like, you could look at it and go, oh, that could be a plane, right? The more you look at it, the flatter and the longer it is. Look at how fast it's moving, too. I'm telling you, we are about to find out some crazy stuff here. They're trying to focus. Just gonna fast forward a little bit to see. Look at that. Just look at it. Whoa. Okay, that's freaking cool. And Omen at the same time. It's like, oh, that he was watching the whole time. You idiot. What's up? This is exactly what that does not look like a plane. This is DubJ315. Good catch, DubJ. Again, if you guys haven't subscribed to DubJ, him and RE55 are really good creators. You guys got to go check them out. Look at that. That looks like some of the stuff we've seen in the drawings and the patents. The crazy patents that we've covered that are on the government website. The actual patents of these like weird air circulating craft that are like cigars, right? And we just think, oh, it's fictional. It's not actually possible. People are just doing it. Look at that. Messed around trying to get a clear look. This is what I got. Clearly not a plane. Yeah, there's no top, no bottom, no nothing. That's weird. That is titled Reptilian Craft. That's DubJ315. How am I not subscribed? I swear I get unsubscribed. R55. Okay, that one says it subscribed. Subscribed. Ask you a question. Okay, let's go over here. Oh, and I forgot to tell you earlier in the show, there's web-only content here. Okay, we're going to talk about Apophis for a second, because to be serious on this, later this week I'll be talking about a phone call that I had with a family friend. So I'm going to be talking about that probably in the next week here on normal shows as well. I want to show you. So it says Apophis asteroid will be visible from Earth this weekend. It says an asteroid the size of 3 football fields will pass by a star and be visible from Earth on Sunday. But have no fear, there is no danger of it hitting Earth. So speaking of Apophis, right? The whole what if is if it will hit in the future. And they have multiple kind of projections of it, coming by in 2029, it coming by in 2036, it coming by in blah, 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 and it goes round and round. They originally, and Dex, you can correct me if I'm wrong, thought that it was going to hit in 2029. Is that right? And then they changed the numbers? Do you know, Dex? I believe it was 2029 or 2036. It's one of the two.
I do not know.
And then they changed and they said, oh, okay, our numbers were wrong. One thing that I do know is both Dex and I have personally vetted and talked to for, close to 3 hours, the woman who actually does financial stuff. She sees through stuff pass over her desk. And basically what it was is it was funding for cleanup from debris from a Class 2 gas giant. And the amount of money that you're talking about was giant. And we're talking about space junk, cleanup from space debris. So what is that for? Why are they approving it now? Why are they getting that ready? And this person, we fully 100% knew that they had the position, the spot that they had, the job that they have, the degrees that they have. So we don't consider her there's no reason for her to make it up. Not to mention they don't want credit for anything. They just wanted to get it out. So I wonder, what in the heck is going on here? All of a sudden we need to go to space. We need to get to the moon. We need to terraform Mars. All of this for money. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to go over and I want to talk to you guys in the chat here. What do you think? West by God, Virginia, thank you. Gone Girl 777. I don't know if you are here tonight or you're watching the replay, but I want you to know I really appreciate you. Veteran Steve as well. Both of you are one of the very few that are in my tier on Patreon, so I really do appreciate that. You guys are amazing, and whether you're here or not, you will get shout-outs. All right, and then let me go back to this real quick. I'm going to show you the multiple UFOs over Las Vegas, but first I want to talk about this. Apophis. What do you guys think about Sunspot, Observatory? What do you think about everything that's happened in the past as far as everything we've talked about on the show, all of the things in the past? What do you think about Apophis? Does anybody have a theory? Apophis, Nibiru, Wormwood, Revelations 8, says Lisa Mitchell. Loch Nessie, a lot of people have been feeling a shift on some level. We have moved into a different time, to be sure, on many levels. Says Ronin Returns. Christ Soldier says, I heard in 2 months we will see more debris. So, also, Israel News Live, Stephen Ben Danoon. Yeah, I thought it, for whatever reason that sounded weird. Stephen, he has heard the same thing from all of his sources, and we have, multiple. We have multiple sources. He had at least 3 people saying the same thing, and I don't think that those people are just making it up. What is the debris that is coming our way? Why do we have objects like Oumuamua? For the first time in history, we have an interstellar object swoop by Earth, and if you saw the projection of it, super freaking weird, and then speed up outside of our universe. Then we had a second. If you forgot that already, we had a second. The first one they nicknamed Scout, which just creeps me the hell out. Team Ramrod says, you got it, Marf. Johnny Fry, we are experiencing a new realm ripping through our fabric. It's weird. Banoon. Stephen Ben-Dune. I said Banoon. Stephen Ben-Noon. Yes, thank you. I knew it sounded weird. I don't know why I was not saying that right. The solar system is going through a debris field at the moment, says Taylor Michael Thompson. A huge asteroid is going to be dropped from Afish. Something is on its way. Lorelei. So a lot of people believe that there is something here. Like, what if we are the planetary Titanic heading towards a planetary glacier, if you get my drift. Amanda Kate, San Fran, something is coming and I feel it coming, says Cleep Nasty. Hey, Trinity, thank you for being here. Looks like somebody's shouting you out. Will it be visible? Charlie Chocolate Factory says, have you guys seen the ads for that? The ads for what? I'm guessing. I don't know. I've seen there's ads for the Apophis or Asteroid meteor was in a car. What was it? Stupid CarMax commercial. Some weird symbology there. Dex, can you back me up on this? We've talked to several people now, and for whatever reason,
oh yeah,
more people. There are some people that relate to you because you are more of a professional, kind of conservative kind of guy. What do you think? Like, do you honestly think they're hiding stuff?
The person I spoke to was auditing all of the records for that and had access to information on the spend and what was being spent and where what the tallies were and what the allocations of funds were for debris cleanup. And it wasn't debris like, for a hurricane in one location. It was debris
global,
across the nation, from not space fallout, but from an event from space that was going to cause a lot of debris, on the ground that was going to cause that need to clean up. And then the FEMA expense, right?
Let me think.
It was a big deal.
What if we have something that's a big debris pile of stuff coming towards us, or we're going through it, or whatever? And what if that is why China and Russia, and they're talking about putting lasers on the moon? And we're talking about lasers that can take out space junk. Do you guys remember this? This is an actual, I mean, these are all things we can back up factually. And here's the thing, all of the mainstream media, they tell us that it's because of the satellites are all of a sudden going to fail and we need a way to take out space junk. And have you noticed how many stories on space junk are there? Well, that would also justify us shooting lasers up into the sky, and people would see it and go, "Oh, well, they're just getting rid of space junk, right?" Check this out. China's doing it. This is a trip. I'm telling you, there's something else. The thing is, people take everything at face value. They're like, well, we're going to put a laser on the moon. This is an actual mission. Why? Hypersonic sensors. What Starlink is, and I almost said Spylink. It's probably what it is, right? What Starlink is internet. That's what people say, right? Well, we found out, and we 100% can prove this with their own actual press release, is that some of them will be hypersonic sensing sensors. So part of Starlink purpose is to sense hypersonic speed objects. Does this not make sense to everybody if you put it together and go, okay, so we've got some cataclysms coming? Does it not make sense? Does everything start coming together when you realize why they're doing the things that they're doing? For whatever reason, it's starting to come together for me, at least. I mean, look at this. Okay, so China wants lasers. Space trash. Which, and if you ever hear or see anything or a video that they say is space junk or space debris, it's usually something that looks like, the end of the world. I saw space junk in 2006, or that's what they said it was. It looked like a plane dissolving in all sorts of colors, and then we thought it was a comet going to end the world. I told you guys I told you the story. My sister woke up our entire apartment building. It was my mom's apartment building, and she woke up everybody saying, "It's the end of the world, oh my God." She was serious, and she was actually, like, with good intentions, trying to wake up everyone in the apartment complex. This thing was so huge on Thanksgiving morning. 2006 about, we saw it, and the local news said it was space junk. It looked like it was the end of the world, and it kept going over the horizon. It looked like it was going to land right there. So that's the kind of stuff we're talking about here. It says a member of China's Air Force Engineering University has proposed a space-based laser to reduce the amount of space junk threatening satellites in Earth orbit. Well proposed as a tool for the greater good, such as a system that would certainly be useful in destroying and disabling satellites in wartime. China has a plan to clean up space junk with the lasers. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You tell the public, oh, well, it's for this. Look at everything that's for this or for that or for this. I mean, they sit at a table and they go, well, what should we say it's for? And then they just make up something that makes sense. So, of course, the reasoning makes sense. But when you start pulling all this other stuff and you go, wait a second, we know there's something wrong here. We know that not the whole truth is being told. All I'm saying is keep your mind open, because right now we've got a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense, including a bunch of money being put towards something that hasn't happened yet. Do you agree, Dex, or am I just crazy here?
Oh no, I agree. It's really interesting because it's a lot going on, and you put all these pieces together, and it sort of paints a very enlightening and I don't want to say scary, but powerful image, right?
And it's not just pulling stuff, from here and there. It's all in the same category. Why do we need all this stuff? Why do we need to go to space? Why are people like Elon Musk, who are saying that they're going to terraform Mars, why are they getting these contracts from the U.S. government? Why is every government trying to go, hey, can you help us? Can you help us? Can we pay you? Why? Because it's going to be needed. RE55, thanks for your support. Sweet Savory Words says, because Bezos is making submarines. Blue Origins. Where's Jesus at? At the door. Oh, where's Jesus? At the door. Knock, knock. Because Bezos is making submarines. Blue Origins. That's pretty. Or blue isn't like blue earth, blue. That is weird. Why earth? That's a good one. Sweet Savory. You rock, Marv. We truly appreciate everything you do. Your crew do here in Pennsylvania. Love your brother. Jesus saves. I can't wait for us to have the chats open and the kind of Discord type group open again. We used to have meetings in Pennsylvania. We used to have weekly or bi-monthly meetings around the country, and that ended. We were getting too powerful, I think. That's when the growth stopped. That's when a lot of stuff happened. Thank you guys for helping us. Thank you for sharing us out to your friends and family. That's the only way we grow now. Hope is all well. Marf and Foogle fam. Been watching Suspicious Observers channel. I highly suggest everyone watch those videos. Thank you, Marf, for recommending them. Yeah, Martin Benjamin, I'm telling you, there's some crazy stuff over there. Say, brother, just saying, you are mad, lad. Keep doing what you were doing. Just saying, you are mad, lad. I think he means I'm crazy. And Z-Phase, I totally accept that compliment. Kara Fuse, thanks for being the last one out last time. And thank you over on D-Live for all the support. Really appreciate it. Nuclear War, thank you for the diamond there. Johnny Fit, you guys are great. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Adam. I think we were disconnected earlier, when but if you can go back to Dub J's video, I want to make an observation I just recently saw during the time you were playing it.
Okay.
And don't say the title of it anymore, and that'll explain it. So when you go to Dub J's video, can you click through to the YouTube and notice what they put underneath his video?
Wait a second. Wait, so click through to watch on YouTube.
I think it was Dub J's video. It's the Tillion thing. I don't want to say the word. Even I know you said it a couple times, but
I get you.
I have never seen this before.
Okay, wait a second. I know, I get what you're saying. And it's on the other one. So hold on. By the way, this is a freaky video. Okay, that is like out of Greenland. Okay, so this is the... Weird, it's changed. Did he change the title?
He might have, but I don't think so. It should say... it's
cool.
That one right there.
Did you know that in our player, it's auto-playing on our website?
Oh, yeah. That's the embeddable player.
Oh, that is exactly. So cool.
Yeah, the one is the Tillion. So if you can get to the Tillion thing, and
there we go. I got it.
Look at what's underneath the video. I've never seen this before. Why are they worried about this?
Okay. I'm guessing a wiki is underneath here.
Yeah.
What the heck? Look at this. Context. They felt like they had to put this here.
And by the way, I don't know about his music, but I think it's okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, and then it goes to this, right? It goes to a wiki on it. That's funny. No, and DubJ, if you can, try to go. And by the way, YouTube has a bunch of what do you call it? Copyright-free music that you can use in any video at all. That's what I don't get. When I do my own, because also we did a music bed for a while there, but before that I used all YouTube's music, and they have a lot of stuff. Like a ton of free music that you can use. They have sounds, they have all sorts of stuff that you can use for your videos. So just try to make sure you use the YouTube music. Because it also stops if it basically gives somebody else credit for your stuff. All right. So just to remind you, by the way, Apophis is going to be visible, they say, this month. It says an asteroid the size of 3 football fields will pass by a star and be visible from Earth on Sunday. So in 2 days from now, we'll actually be able to see Apophis. But have no fear, there is no danger of it hitting the planet. It says with asteroid Apophis, or any asteroid we know about now, there's no need to panic, said Will Snyder, manager at the St. Louis Science Center McDonald Planetarium. It says you don't need to go out and buy all the toilet paper or anything. According to experts, the 1,000-foot wide asteroid will sweep across the United States around 11:50 p.m. What do they mean it will sweep across the United States? Why did they say it like that? So, how are we going to see this thing? That's what I don't get. How is it going to be visible? They didn't say how we can see this thing. But this is even weirder. But in order to see this rare event, you have to be located exactly around its path. Now I have to. We'll figure this out. We're going to show you how you can see it before it happens. In fact, if I have to do a little tiny video, I will. Look at what they call it. I've never heard this word used like this. Choose your continent to find out if an occultation will happen near your location. Oh, yeah. Hey, you want to come over for an occultation? It's going to happen at my location. We'll get some occultations going. Hey, salutation. You want to come over and occultation me? I don't know what that means, but I'll look it up. Johnny Fi, thank you. I appreciate the compliment there. Hamrock forever. All right, let's go to the Nevada video here. Again, check out WJ315. Great videos. Don't tread on me, Nevada. Let's make sure this is... Okay, so we're looking at multiple UFOs over Nevada. Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on. I don't know. People will say that I don't know. If this was my video, I could see the comments saying that they were birds, but I can't tell. Let me turn up the... But you never can tell with this, right? With the quality. Let me try to turn it up to 10.
And they get into formation at the end, I believe.
I know. See, this is... Okay, so... Whoa. Okay, I turned up the quality here. Move the camera up. Look at that. What? Wait a second. Oh my gosh, move the camera up. Look at that. Wait a second. I haven't... Okay, that's weird. Even if that was birds, that doesn't... That's like crazy... formations there. Okay, that is creepy. Okay, that's a trip. That was a good video. Don't Tread on Me, Nevada. I am definitely subscribing to your channel right now. Let me see here. Let's pull up. Don't Tread on Me, Nevada. We'll pull up your channel. Make sure to go check it out. It looks like they have other videos. They are an avid Skywatcher. 93 subscribers. I'm sure the Foogle fam can head over and help that. Try to get them to 1,000 so they can monetize and turn that into an actual thing and have live streaming privileges from their phone, which is always great to have. Okay. Maui Racing Realtor, thank you so much. Ken M, appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support there.
And Adam, we have about 10 left on the show for YouTube, and we got one caller on.
Okay, let's get them all. Looks like we have Cosmo. Cosmo, what's going on?
Hello.
You are live on Marfoogle News.
Wonderful. How you guys doing?
Good. So what's Project Pegasus? What are we looking at here?
Project. It's a bit of research that I did after quite a while. By the way, I did a little bit of math for you. 1,400 feet should equal about 129 stories.
Yeah, I was totally wrong. So wrong. My math was
I'm not an architect either.
Yeah, horrible.
That was new.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that's like the biggest. I think there's tall buildings that tall in New York. I think 432 Park is that tall.
No, like I said, I'm not an architect. I got no idea how all that works. But
anyway,
but the reflection from the Earth picture, I will say real quick though, does kind of look like the railing of it looks like a railing on the back of that reflection.
What do you mean a railing?
Dome. No, there's the picture of the Earth where you can see the reflection of the guy's silhouette taking a picture of the picture, and you can see like the background. It kind of looked like he was inside of a giant room, and you could see like a clear railing shadowed outline in that while you were showing the picture earlier.
No, I think you need to look. I think you need to go look at it because it looks like he's in a very small regular room here. Look, I'll just show it again. I'm telling you, the more you look at it, the more confusing it gets. So let me show you at the very end here.
It came up a couple times. I looked at it both, and it is definitely confusing, and that's why.
Because look, there's no shot of it once it goes to the room. And there's nothing there. It's a shadow of him sitting in the room.
Right there, though. There, at the bottom, railing. Thin lines. But anyway, that wasn't the whole thing. Project Pegasus is apparently this it was apparently a CIA project that this gentleman here had been a child participant for due to the relation his father had with the military industrial complex and the Alphabet Agency. Several of them. But anyway, because his dad, see, that looks like a railing and like little glass inside of like a mall, honestly, like a second story, and then it'd be like a lit up dome shining light through a glass railing. But anyway, because of the relations that this gentleman had through his dad and his career, he was granted access and the privilege to be a child participant inside of a program called Project Pegasus.
Now, who is this person?
And then this person is Andrew Basiago, and he is a functioning lawyer out of the state of Washington. And he has a really interesting story. This is more just like hey, did you know this is out there? He's talking about having literally time traveled and done it as a kid for the government and going through what he calls a jump gate, or what they would refer to as a jump gate. And the website is totally dated, and honestly, there's not a lot of like really updated stuff out there. He's got a lot of interviews. He's apparently got a few books, but I haven't been able to find any of them for sale.
It looks like he was on George Norrie on Coast to Coast. So I may have heard of him.
He's got some prolific interviews out there. He's got lectures abundant. He's actually got a published document called The Discovery of Life on Mars. And considering we just had that rover land recently, I'm kind of curious how the intake of that information is supposed to be received. But regardless, his individual story himself is that he went to Mars himself as a young guy, and had done so ultimately, so far according to his memory, 44 times. It's an astounding set of stories that the archive of all of his various lectures and interviews, it would take a studious level of research to really like muck through the internet to really kind of like sift through everything and find because it's not all like collaborated together in one solid place. And I've been doing some research on this guy for a while. I came across this guy because, wouldn't you know it, I knew I had to call in today because your first caller asked when the dream show was going to happen, and I'm also waiting for the dream show because
yeah,
I'm
somebody
convinced that
said nobody wants to hear other people's dreams. There are millions of people that want to hear other people's dreams. I thought that was a lame comment.
To the people that think that nobody wants to hear about other people's dreams, I'm going to tell you right now that the most important person I've ever met in my life, I met in my dream 6 months before we met in physical body. And we knew each other when we met immediately. It was like something out of a movie, some crazy romance story. But it happened, and it was one of the most insane things I think I could have ever have actually gotten the chance to experience.
Cosmo, I don't mean to interrupt you, but YouTube is about to cut out. In fact, Dex, you can. Yeah. We're going to be switching over to DLive only. If you do not know how to get on DLive, you can go to marfooglenews.com, and there's actually a button that says "Watch on DLive." You can go ahead and click that there and switch over to DLive only, because 2 hours is our limit over on YouTube. Otherwise, it takes a million hours to process. So I just wanted to warn you. If you could just wrap it up, if you could, and we'll make sure to attach everything.
I just wanted to basically try to connect that thread and confirm that yes, the dream shows are good ideas. I think so.
I agree.
I'll put that vote out there. I'm sure others agree, because you yourself have talked about the meteor dreams, and I've had several and been in those, and there's usually groups of people that are inside of those, and I'm pretty convinced that very many of those that are actively and lucidly dreaming have potentially met each other in that space and may recognize each other when they meet over in this space. And then, when I was learning in my life, the experiences that allowed me to know that as a potential, not that it's a solid fact, but that it has a potential, I ended up, through this person I met, in those dreams, learning of this gentleman here who is describing having to have a certain level of like an extra cognitive reflex required for even being able to step through this technology that allowed him to go from point A to point B. That could literally be the answer to every single transportation issue we would ever face in the future.
Well,
thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Cosmo, I want to thank you for calling. Again, it's not your first time. I appreciate you, and don't be a stranger. I really do appreciate your calls, and you always call in with something interesting.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, Mark. Keep kicking it out and keep fighting the good fight.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
I mean, loving the good hugs. golden light and bright smiles. I don't know, you know.
I love it. Cosmo, you're always a positive force to call in, and thank you so much. And I apologize, we didn't do time this well on this one. We're only over on D Live now, I believe. So thank you, Cosmo. I will hear from you next time and do again.